Some on-the-job accidents are a little bit more obvious than others. You might have something that suddenly happens where you've bent down to pick up a box and you've hurt your back. Something fell on you and caused you to be injured. But what you might not understand is there are what we call repetitive activities that can cause injury. So oftentimes you might see somebody in some type of a warehouse setting who does the same activity over and over and over, hours on end, utilizing their hands. They might develop problems with their hand, their wrist, their elbow as a result of that repetitive activity. It's not so much that they did it one time, it's that they were doing that repetitive activity for a long period of time over one day, but not just that one day, for weeks and maybe months on. And the same thing can also be true from what we see often is repetitive heavy lifting. So somebody that maybe has to lift like 5-gallon buckets of paint all day long. And after a long day, their back is hurting them. Well, that could be a work-related accident. But keep in mind, just like with any other accident on the job, if you have any kind of prior history, where maybe you had prior complaints because of just waking up one day with back pain and you went to a doctor and you were diagnosed and they sent you for an MRI, or what might be worse potentially is you were in a prior car accident or something like that, and you went and complained about back pain and you had an MRI. All of those things are still going to be pertinent and applicable in terms of determining whether or not workers' comp is responsible for your current complaints. But the point is, it is not always just, I bent down to pick something up and suddenly had back pain, something fell on me and broke my arm. That's not always the case. Sometimes it can be doing a stressful activity over and over, and that repetitive strain on your body creates kind of what we call micro traumas, and the accumulation of that can cause an injury. So if you find yourself in a situation where you can't pinpoint one specific event, but you happen to do something that's repetitive in nature, you need to make sure that you report to your employer, hey, my back is bothering me. I was doing a lot of heavy lifting today and my back's bothering me. If you don't report it, we can't pursue that for you. You need to definitely document it, and you always want to do that in some kind of way that is reproducible. Email is the best way to do it. If you can't do that, maybe a text message. If you're doing a handwritten document, keep a copy for yourself. But just know that you can have a repetitive activity cause a work-related injury.